been a part of Navi since, well, Navi was a thing, pretty much. So it's obviously going to be, a couple of bumps in a road here and there, but Flamey's done really well to actually step into his role. And I think we've talked about this earlier when we've casted Navi games, the fact that Flamey has a guy like Starks as his coach now, kind of eases him into everything.
Makes it way easier. Before he can even pick up the main coaching role on everyone else, he can help Flamey first and then have an overview of what's going on. So yeah, I mean, that makes it a lot easier. That said, we do have our Vulcan League. We don't have a league specifically for today because today there's only, obviously it's daily fantasy, there's one game, 8 out of 10 players. It doesn't really make it much of a challenge, but there is a league set up for tomorrow where we have 2 matches, and they're all, if you scroll down, you'll find them. Obviously, Faceit's got a lot going on today, so they're on there. But if you find our practice league, all you have to do is click the 5 credits. In the on-website credits, those come for free. You don't really have to do anything there, and you can win real money from this league alone. VP, Navi, G2, Flipside. That's who we have to pick from. Do you want to just YOLO it again?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure our first YOLO team would have been amazing hadn't it been for, 50% of our team actually not playing.
Yeah, that's right. The Titan Envious game got rescheduled, and unfortunately, we didn't have a large portion of our team.
Yeah. But, other than that, I think we did a great job first time around. I mean, what was the balance we ended up with? $1?
$1? Yeah, that was amazing. It was pretty nuts. All right, so let's do it again. VP, who we taking?
For VP, I want to go with Pasha and... how many do you want to get from
Let's go
VP?
one from each team, and then we'll loop back.
All right. First guy from...
Navi.
Okay, first guy from VP is Pasha. First guy from Navi, I'm going to go with Guardian. Safest pick there is.
Big spenders here. G2?
G2, I'm going to stick with Innocent.
Ooh, he's the cheap one. Yeah, you're right, though. Look at the last day points. Holy crap. Innocent. F3?
Oof. Who do you want from Flipside?
Simple?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's probably the safest choice. I think we're going to use a lot of money here.
Yeah, we're 600 above the halfway point, so we're still doing pretty good. We can buy out some expensive players. Let's let chat. You can watch chat for me, see who they want from VP as the second player. Navi, I think we go with Flamey.
Sounds like a good plan.
Edward's up there too, though. He had a decent day yesterday. That's very little difference. G2, second player. Let's go Mihu. Oh, we're gonna be tight on cash though.
Yeah.
Who's chat leaning toward?
I've seen Pipbuckle says Bialy.
Okay,
we've got
Bialy.
a couple of saying Neo.
Neo. Okay, who's more popular?
I guess somebody's saying Guardian, so I guess they're hanging a bit behind, but
it's fine. We can look at Guardian too. That's totally cool because we may have to ditch Flamey. He's a little bit expensive.
Damn.
We have Guardian. Oh yeah, we already have
Neo,
Guardian.
Actually, if we ditch Flamey.
Who's the last one I put on? I put Michu on last. He's expensive. He's our most expensive player aside from Pasha.
I think
so do we want Bialy or Neo? We want Neo. Okay, Neo. So we have $622 left to pick up one player. That's not even possible. We actually have to drop someone. So let's drop. Where's Mihu's points? He had 92 on the last day. Whereas Innocent had way more than that. We can get 89 out of Mouse. It's only a $300 difference, though. That doesn't really bump us up into the category of being able to pick up someone else still. So we have to drop...
Who's the cheapest guy, overall?
Cheapest guy overall looks
or
like...
give it a three
It's
cheapest.
Blade. Blade and... Seized and Taz. No, that's not true. Seized... Oh, and World Edit.
Ooh. World Edit could be an interesting pickup.
World Edit could be an interesting pickup. Let's grab him. Yeah, okay, sorry. I'm aware of how math works, server. But I thought I could put him on and then release someone else after. So who are we going to release for him? We need $900 to clear.
$900.
So we have to release one, pick up him and someone else. So if we release someone in the 1600s, that's going to give us $2,000 to work with. So maybe we have to get rid of Mihu.
Yeah, probably.
God damn, I like him, though. He had a terrible day yesterday, though. It looks like the whole team did. Actually, I was looking at the average. Okay, let's get rid of Michu. We'll go with World Edit. And that leaves us 1,300. So who's 1,300 on the dot? That's what I want to spend. 1,349. We have 1,326. Damn it, we can't do it.
God damn.
We're gonna have
What
to.
was the closest?
No one that it would have been Neo, but we already have Neo.
Huh.
So let's go. I guess we're gonna have to go with. I thought I just saw someone for 13.19. Damn, why did we have to do this way? This is rough, man. We're never gonna hit that $1 again, even if we try to. I guess we can take Markle off, but that puts us 3 from F3 though, and I would rather have a second player from. Let's take Spiro. Done. Whatever. That gives us 2 players from every team.
Equality.
Now, who's our shot caller gonna be?
Probably Simple or Guardian.
Let's go Guardian. Join contest. All right, we're signed up. We're going all out. This is going to be another awful day for us, Vendetta. But if you guys want to join in on the Vulcan.com, quickest way to make money on the Daily Fantasy, head over to Vulcan.com and use the promo code COUNTERPIT. They'll match your first deposit up to $1,000, or very simply just click the link down below our channel on Twitch, and it'll take you directly there. So, I don't know, Vendetta. We haven't done well in these yet. Let's hope things change.
Yeah, I mean, we would have done amazingly hadn't it been for Envious and Titan rescheduling. At least that's the story I'm sticking to.
Fix the volume a little bit. Seems loud today to me for whatever reason. But yeah, I agree. I think our team yesterday was actually really solid. The Envy game, Titan game, that would have been, you know, they're going to go the distance in rounds, which gives them more chance to build up kills. You know that head-to-head, they always put up decent numbers against each other. It's not like it's ever a blowout. So yeah, I think we would have had some solid rewards for that. I still think the more impressive part is that we saved $1. I don't think we could do that again.
No, I mean, yeah, I think we nailed it. I mean, if you spend your money that well, I think that's an accomplishment in itself. So I'll
you
say
should get like
just
reward
won
points
anyway.
for how much money you don't have left.
Really?
Like for every $1 you have left, you should lose money.
Oh, for sure.
Or you lose
like
points.
You have to optimize, right? You have to optimize your lineup in terms of how much
So if you had
of a budget you have.
if you got 1,000 points that day, but you had like $250 left over, they only credit you for negative $250 off that 1,000. So $750,
sure.
And then like we had $1. So even if we scored like 749, or if we scored 751, and we lose that $1, we're tied.
We're still good, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be like a reward system. I doubt they'll ever do that, as it does not make sense for fantasy at all. It takes away a lot of the chance.
For our team, it does. For that one team, it did. It meant a lot.
Yeah. Don't forget, too, guys, you guys can win some skins if we hit 250 subs, or when we hit 250 subs. We will be giving away a Karambit Knight. All you have to do is hit that lovely sub button. And, yeah, then we can start giving you guys some sweet stuff. So, okay, Mirage. They won 16-2 on it yesterday. Na'Vi over G2. We expect Guardian to go nuts in middle. We know that he's got a lot of potential on the map. What can G2 possibly do to limit him? Smoke's on window for sure. That goes without saying. But is it going to be all mid-controller, or is it going to be solid A-takes?
Solid A-takes would do quite a bit. And you see some teams actually avoiding, you know, a solid opper in mid pretty, you know, fiercely. Like, they refuse to go into mid, even though they might, you know, they might throw the smokes and whatnot, but they're not actually gonna venture into mid. They might as well just stick with their solid A-takes, or maybe B-splits for that matter. But yeah, rarely you see people challenge a player like Guardian, for good reason, because there's a big chance you'll get destroyed. But I guess the biggest thing for G2 is the fact that they have a full lineup today, so that allows them to do, I guess, or they're more likely to be able to do practice stuff, which is really hard on a map like Mirage if you don't have that synergy and you're not able to execute your strategies properly, because an A-take that's not executed properly is not really that hard to defend for a proper team. So that's going to be exciting to see if Gamers2 might be in a better shape today.
Well, we got knife rounds starting.
Yeah, obviously starting CT. Bit of an advantage. Not the biggest thing in the world to go on that T side, as long as you have prepared some stuff, and I would assume that both teams know what they're doing.
And it looks like G2's got this one under control.
I don't even know what that was.
I was about to say, yeah. What was he doing?
I guess he kind of just had given up.
I mean, that pretty much makes it easy to hit if he's touching you. Touching you. Remember that song, The Darkness?
Hell yeah.
I believe in a thing
Or
called
the thing
love.
called,
Well, exactly. Well, I believe in a thing called Counter-Strike, and we're about to finally get some underway in our best of 2. Keep in mind, splitting the series does equate to 1 point. We've seen lots of ties this year. In fact, only 1 series so far has been won, and that was done by Envious in Group B. And if they win the series, it's 3 points.
Interesting move here from Na'Vi. They've opted to drop a Tech 9 for C so he can get armor in Tech 9, and they've done the same thing for Edward, who's got a ZZ. So Guardian and Zeus not rocking anything but smokes right now.
Manise, he's going to open it up. He might get double here as he gets all the way inside apartments, and he does. Manise thinks he has a chance to put, or excuse me, Seas rather thinks he has a chance to push onto Manise, doesn't. That puts them 2 men down really early on, so Na'Vi, they're going to group back. Bombs down inside apartments, they have to go get it, and Edward, he drops to meet you inside of the connector, spotted up from Catwalk, and Spiro, he's sitting in the sandwich like a lovely chunk of mayonnaise. He's going to catch off Flamey as he tries to get inside the site. It's all left to Guardian.
Yeah, with 1 smoke and no armor. That just completely fell apart for Na'Vi. Their initial idea looked to be a fake towards the A bomb site, because the bomb and 1 more guy was set up towards that B bomb site. And then you had Guardian with the smoke. So I'm assuming that one of the guys, well, namely Zeus, would actually be the one to smoke off connector from the B apartments, while they had Guardian smoking off jungle. And I think that's what they were planning on, basically selling that fake towards A, but getting picked up that early kind of just broke down everything, and Edward just being pretty much left in no man's land at that point in mid.
And it looks like they are going to try and put up some mid pressure right now, even though they won't have the weapons to do it with. They'll stick to these Tech 9s. A Deagle out for Guardian, but Michu, he's already found his way inside the window. Meanwhile, Flamey, he's still doing some damage over onto the A side, or at least trying to find an opening with his Tech 9. Sees this time, not necessarily going to push up directly into Minis, but Michu's positioning. He's already got to ladder, and they try and go for the boost and get up close with the pistols. He reads that perfectly. He knows the play is to get close with that gun, so he'll just cover off the angle. No point taking a long fight. More risk in it for him. Minis, he falls back inside B. Guardian has managed to get up around the corner on Catwalk, but look at Michu again. He's already rotated back, but he's caught. Guardian, nice shot. The Deagle takes him down. That's a bit frustrating for Michu because it was a good read for him to get back to the site. Spiro will catch Guardian trying to enter from the window, but sees he takes down Manise, and now Flamey does lurk over at A and get Spiro, so they're taking a lot of guns out of the hands right now. It is a 2-on-2. They've picked up a Galil, excuse me, rather. Famas, I had it right the first time for Flamey. Nothing so far picked up on Edward's behalf, but this is still an expensive round already for the CTs.
Yeah, and it's very possible for Na'Vi to actually get a bomb plant down here. If they realize that Miles is probably playing from the CT area, or CT spawn area, then Edward can play for short here.
That's exactly what he's going to do. Keeps his eye on Catwalk just to be sure no one's going to come around the corner while he puts it down. And now he turns back. Malzino, he waits patiently. They are spotting him up, so Edward knows exactly where he is. He'll try and flash himself back inside the site. He still needs to be aware of the crossfire that Edward, or brother, excuse me, Flamey's got set up with the Famas.
Vendetta moved in
and then
by Jeremy 9000.
He can try and get the shot in. As Edward's gonna get pushed, Innocent gonna get him, so this brings it back to Mouse, who's found Flamey. It is a one-on-one, but the bomb, it's too far along, and there's no kit out. They didn't buy a kit on him. They thought this round would be a lot easier than that. And just like that, they're gonna get away with the eco on Na'Vi's side with a player still alive for G2, and that Deagle shot at B from Guardian, that really opened everything up.
Yeah, I love for the guy in BFs actually dropped down onto site and surprised the last remaining G2 player there before Innocent rotated over. And again, that creates the space that Flamey and Edward needed to actually get up on A site. But yeah, there you see the downsides of, I guess, not going with those SMGs. Obviously, SMGs have a downside with themselves, just not being able to kill people with armor that fast. But not being, you know, able to afford a defuse kit, that kind of lost them the round.
Edward trying to get a shot on Manise, does land it. Now they've got control of mid, so typical stuff from Na'Vi to be able to control the middle of this map. Bomb goes down. Michu's going to try and at least push to catch out. Seized, but it's Zeus to get the kill. Seized gets the assist. And now it's 2-1 for Na'Vi quite comfortably.
Yeah, and G2 obviously forcing up because they know that they're going to have to do 2 ecos before they can buy anything. They, you know, and this is what they had to do in that second round, trying to do some economic damage, but Na'Vi did a good job of keeping people alive. As long as you don't lose more than 2 people, it's normally fine anti-eco in terms of your money.
Now, got a smoke out on window from Zeus's behalf. Seized. He's going to try and lurk up a little foot forward, but Manise on the jump with the USP. He does do decent damage.
That's such a hard hit shot for Cease to hit as well, and Manise is actually going to go aggro. Might have been a bit too wishful thinking from Manise coming out there, thinking he could catch Cease off. But I guess if you're only down to USPs, you kind of have to go for something. But yeah, it's such a hard situation for Cease to be in because with the hitboxes being the way they are and Manise constantly jumping, it's just going to be insanely hard to actually land that headshot.
Yeah,
but
I mean, Valve has to fix this soon.
Yeah, and they've said, you know, it's on their things
Agenda,
to do list.
But yeah, but I mean, it's they had no ETA on it. We've already seen an operation come out that is full of casualness, I guess you could say. And I mean, they got to make it a priority. At this point, the game's big enough now that it's just it's kind of on them.
Absolutely. So, first buy round coming up from G2.
It should have been a lot sooner. Guardian, innocent. He walked in a line that was completely linear to that peak spot. His shoulders showing the whole time. Guardian's not going to miss that opportunity. All kinds of time to line up the shot. Smoke will come out now to finally prevent his position. As Mauzino tries to climb silently up the ladder, but with Flamey taking down Spiro. It's 2 players down on the A site. Mouse to hold. They've got to pull a rotation off from Mihu back into Ward A, and finally he's coming over. Because Na'Vi, they don't even put presence on mid this time. Shot's going to come in. Mauzino does at least get one on Flamey, but Edward comes right back with his M4. And now they'll go in for this bomb plant. Guardian doesn't even have to leave the palace. Mihu, he does go through the smoke, but he's spotted. Manages to still take down Edward. That's bomb on the ground. And now they've got a chance with Manise catching Guardian. Zeus, 1 HP in a one-on-one. And we'll see if he can land a one tap, because that's pretty much his only hope in hell right now if he wants to try and pull this round off. And it already looks like he's going to go back to at least pick up the op. The Hyper Beast op at that. I think it's pretty damn good looking gun.
Not too shabby. The only problem for Zeus right now is the fact that he has no idea where Manise is.
And Manise spots him, can't land a bullet. Because on 1 HP it wouldn't take much. That Molotov might push far enough out, and Zeus on 1 HP, he'll get the shot. Worth going back for the op, and Manise, if he knew his HP, would have never have played it like that.
I'm actually surprised he decided to risk it running forward after throwing the Molotov instead of just waiting and seeing, or waiting for a reaction really from Zeus after that Molotov was thrown out. But yeah, kind of saves Navi's bacon, so they're back to in a really good spot right now. G2 back to eco. This time Navi's just going like, that was a big cluster towards that B bomb side, and again, Manise goes aggro. That's the 3rd time he's gone aggro in B apps.
And Flamey, with the first kill, gets a lot of damage done onto Mauzino as well. Takes even more damage off Michu. He's going to kill him, and now it's down to Spiro. This could have been 4 kills already from that SMG. Finally, Mouse pops back out and gets him, but Edward's right there to clean it up. So decent economy built up from Flamey, and we can definitely see that the effects this is having. Edward's on 11-7, 8-9 for Flamey, 88 for Zeus. I mean, this is building massively out of control right now on Nautilus Series side. Keep in mind, they're also on the T side, so it becomes hard as the money bonus accumulates against the counter-terrorists for them to get a consistent buy. They need to win a round efficiently and the next round afterward in order to really even get back into this.
Yeah, Navi's already changing things up. Knowing that Manise likes to jump up and down and try to get information as to what Navi are doing towards the B area, they've sent Guardian over there with the bomb, but it seems like Manise saw that op right away. So he thinks the better of it and actually just decides to stay passively.
Flamey's already got the Tetris. Mauzino spots him, though. That's an important kill, because if they lose Mouse underneath Shadow, it gives a lot more room to breathe coming out of Palace, and Mihu, he's going to control mid. It's Edward that drops. So this gives them a 2-man advantage for the first time in a long time. But again, efficiency has to be on the agenda right now for them to even make a case of building back the economy. They need to break them entirely on the T side. Spiro's got the op. He's still waiting for someone else to peek, and he's going to find it. It's Zeus that gets caught off guard. So now it's 3 down and 5 still up. But need to watch for Cease. He's going to catch Spiro. That's 1 off. And he might get another one here with the spray control. He does. Innocent goes away. So now they pretty much have to get him with all 3 players up to make this a real win for them. And Manise, he's already been heard jumping around the corner. He needs to get his gun back out because the knife's still in his hands, and Seized is going to nail that shot too, so 3 down for him alone. It would be an ace if he collected this whole round. He's still got 22 seconds. Has to go all the way back to T-spawn for the bomb, though, and that means he's pretty much got to go A.
Yeah, and he's gonna have a real hard time getting the bomb down here. He could find Malzinho though, so that's the saving grace. The fact that Malzinho is down to 11 HP.
Even more so though, Malzinho's on 11 and they split up. Malzinho's the low HP player and it's going to be him, but he runs across, and with only 4 seconds, he has no time to check the corner. So C's, despite the heroics, won't go any further, and G2 escape with 2 alive. But again, look at the buy because of it. 34, 50, 34. With an M4 out for Spiro, but it's pretty tight. They're not going to have a massive amount of utilities on everyone. In fact, it's no head armor and just a flash for Innocent.
Yeah, and they basically had to, well, use all the spare reserves that the guys surviving had to equip everyone. But that was a bit of a weird round for Na'Vi. They kind of just left the bomb in T-spawn and ran off to their own sites, like individually, and just tried to get picks. When that didn't work, they were kind of stumped as to what they were doing. The only reason that was close... Whoa, that's a nice shot from Edward through the smoke. But yeah, they were kind of left in no man's land, and the only reason it was actually a somewhat okay round is because of Cease's heroics.
And speaking of Cease, he's waiting right now inside apartments to try and get a shot out onto Maniz. And Maniz is peeking, he's exposed and Cease. His patience pays off. Now it's Spiro's turn to try and get back into Flamey, who's on the A entry. He does. Now he'll push forward as well, pick up the M4, or rather, excuse me, the AK is Innocent. He has to take care of B. Bomb's way back down in the horseshoe, so they will have to go back for that. Spiro needs to be aware of that and be able to hold on to this catwalk, but he's down to 12 HP. As Guardian, he jumps around the corner and gets caught, so it's all left to Seized. We saw what he could do last time when it was 1-on-5. We'll see if he can do more than that when it's only 1-on-2. He has to, again, though, get this bomb. And I do believe that Spiro spotted it. Yeah, he has. So he's just going to sit and hold station. And with the gun out, Seas comes around the corner, is able to pick up the first. But there's the call. There's the information given to his teammate. Again, Malzinho might have to be the one to close this out. And Seas still looking at the window. Not at the right time. Mouse pops back out. It's going to be a kill.
And again, a bit of a... I'm not really sure what the plan from Na'Vi is in those rounds, because they leave the bomb so far behind, and it seems like they just find a pick towards a certain site and then decide, like, oh, well, that's great, now let's go here. But they're not really thinking it through properly, because the bomb keeps getting left in weird positions, and I don't even know what Guardian was doing there, why he would push up that aggressively, at least with an op in his hand, because there's so much potential to get picked off. So
the other thing we mentioned, though, is the efficiency. Both rounds came down to 1 or 2 players remaining in the end. That keeps things really grim on the CT side. It also allows Na'Vi to build up frag economy, so they're able to buy out again.
Yeah, and Maniz once again going aggressive on the B apps and getting a pick from it.
In a sense, sliding up the stairwell with the smoke on Palace, he's easily able to peek all the way to A ramp. That covers off Flamey. As Edwards got really no entry point from that position. And it's Malzinho that's on the other side of the smoke as they stare each other down. And who's it going to be? This is one of those plays where you just don't know exactly who's going to come out first when that smoke dissolves. And Malzinho's changed his angle. He's falling back to watch off A ramp. We can see a player there. Guardian, he's the one that finds him, so it looks like it's an entry right now for Na'Vi. Again, they pull back from a deficit in a round. Both players on A down. This will at least get them a bomb plant, which is good for the economy. Again, they've lost the last 2 rounds, but they're still able to get guns out, and now it's Guardian sitting at Firebox with the op, the Dragon Lord, staring at the stairwell, making sure Maniz has no entry. He's the low HP player. Smoke on Palace to cover it, and Guardian sliding out gets the first. He just has to cover off Maniz on low HP, and he could even switch to the pistol if he had to. He doesn't need to. Edward's going to get the kill. And Na'Vi, they'll get their 6th round. And again, we mentioned it, they're going to be in a position, tight position on C's part. Tight for Zeus as well, but in a position to buy no less, and it completely breaks the counter-terrorists again.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing. So the Na'Vi players are going to be able to survive, even though they hadn't been able to buy anything more than, let's say, Tech 9 and armor. They would have been fine. But yeah, again, another round from Na'Vi that just kind of happens to go their way because of individual performances, not because they do something great or execute a good strategy. It's just kind of, they happen to land their shots at the right time.
Guardian's going to work down to the corner. Nade going out. Flamey, though, he's going to slide up. Try and get the shot. Does successfully land it on Innocent through the window. Nice opening kill, because that's the support player already down, so it puts a lot of pressure on those inside the site. Maniz still has this pistol, tries to rotate over, and Spiro, coming in late now, has the job to do against Flamey. He and Malzinho trying to set a crossfire. It doesn't work. Flamey's not stopping there, and now it's Malzinho 1-on-4. Does pick up at least the first kill. Crossing over, Guardian not able to connect, and he goes for the AK, but stays aggressive, and that's a big animation to get that cocked and ready, so he's a sitting duck for Guardian to pick off. I miss Duck Hunt, by the way, Vendetta.
Duck Hunt was a great game. I'm not really sure why they went away from those kind of, I guess, that type of game, you know, with the handheld pistol.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. That was so much fun.
And Spiro's gonna smoke off the first onto Palace, take out the flash. Fired onto the ramp. A smoke late on window leaves Innocent with nothing to look at.
One of the changes that Navi made so far is the fact that Guardian's now with them in middle whenever they're trying to take control, instead of being in apps like he's been a couple of rounds. So that's a bit of a difference from Navi, but so far they're just taking their sweet time doing anything at all. They haven't really executed properly towards the site.
Innocent's gonna catch Zeus, so Cease waits inside the kitchen. Prepares dinner for G2. If he can serve them up on a platter, it would be ideal, but right now they are the man down. Spiro's got the stock gun really close to the connection point as Innocent fires through the smoke, managing to find Edward. So that gives them a bit more to work with again for G2's side. Already giving up 7 rounds, they need to close this out. Cease manages to only take down Michu, so that's a good trade, but they still have to worry about Guardian who's coming in, and they had no idea he was going to be there because they had no one to read from mid. The smoke on window prohibited their vision so much so that he could sneak up catwalk, and unfortunately that cuts them off. And again, that one kill from Guardian turns into another from Flamey. They bring it back from another 4-on-2 situation, and they're not done yet. Guardian's going to find Malzino, so Na'Vi are really making the most out of the situations when they're down early of playing picks and making it work to their advantage. Spiro tries to come over Guardian again. This guy is an absolute monster right now. He only has 10 kills, but how many of those have been impact? I would say all 10.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like his deagle shot in that eco round that allowed them to turn things around after losing the pistol. Massive frag. We saw him picking up the, well, I think it was 2 or 3 frags in the clutch arm with Edward. And he's doing it, you know, once again. He's been absolutely massive for them. And again, GAMERS2 back to eco, and this time we're actually going to see a pretty quick push towards A here.
And they go, Zeus with the first, Spiro at least responding one into Flamey, but now it's going to be Zeus again to take down him, so it looks alright as Edward sneaks up middle. He'll find Innocent waiting, takes him a while to hit the shot, now he switches back over. Unfortunately, it took him too long to hit the shot, so Maniz was able to slide back out. 12 HP for C's, doesn't matter. Bomb's going to go down inside the site. It's all left to Maniz, and he gets caught by Zeus at mid just as quickly as that. Na'Vi are dominating again. 16-2 yesterday. They left the map in the pool again, and Na'Vi are going to take full advantage of that. You have to expect them to.
Yeah. That said, though, it's not like GAMERS2 have been completely shut out. They've had the advantage in several of the rounds. I think that was one of the first few rounds where Na'Vi was just being very dominant about what they've been doing. It's actually one of the first times we've seen them actually push together as a unit as well. But other than that, GAMERS2 have had legitimate chances of getting into this.
It's going to be a nice shot down catwalk. That smoke left a gap. Covers off window from that perspective and allows you to focus the angle. As Guardian inside the site, finally Spiro wins a battle against him with an op. Winning it down takes him off the map, but now it's their turn to win a 2 versus 4. As Spiro's way back in CT. And Mouse, he's out toward A. It's all alone at B right now for Na'Vi.
Yeah, GAMERS2 have already decided that this is going to be a say around. And it's not going to take too long before Na'Vi realize this.
It looks like they already have, because Edward's on the hunt through jungle. Flamey's going to go join him. Zeus will take off as well. They'll leave one back to watch the bomb. And Spiro needs to be careful. He's going to spot the first player coming around. Oh, he doesn't. The flash comes out a little bit too late, but they know he's there. They've heard him scope in and out, and now Malzino realizes things are going to be tight because they found one. The good news is he's pulled them all into that corner of the map, the CT side of the map, so Mouse might get away from this as the bomb will detonate.
Yeah,
they're already asking about his Hyper Beast op, by the way.
Guardian not amused by not having the stat track version that Spiro has.
Those two are, he's going to try and probably get a trade out of that later. Guardian to scam Spiro, you heard it here first.
It's been confirmed on stream. But yeah, a lot of stuff is happening towards B, which is not that normal for a map like Mirage. But right now he's putting the early aggression onto mid here. They're gonna get. Cease is actually gonna get up connector here. He can easily catch out 2 people from G2.
Malzeno. He's going to slide out right now. Does find one on C's. That slows them down a little more. And Spiro's going to get aggressive with the shotgun. This time it does work in their favor. Finding one in Flamey on the way through. But Edward's still going to wreak havoc with this op. And it's a double op setup. They're a man down, but they still have Guardian alive. They're still looking for openings. Edward's stuck inside the sandwich, though. He goes for the peek out. Spiro, he's got the AK, and I'm not sure what Edward was hoping to achieve from that. Maybe just distract long enough to allow Guardian to flank, but he gets there a little bit late. Does have a 1-on-2 to attempt to win here, but Michu's got position, and he slides out unsighted. Drops him and the bomb on the ground. And that's only the 4th round right now for G2.
Bit of a silly mistake from Edward, because I do think the idea was, just, as you mentioned, just buy enough time for Guardian to get that pick off, but I think he could have done, or gotten the same results by not being that vulnerable and not actually pushing onto Spiro in pit. I think he could have just done that by strafing back and forth between the sandwich. But in any case, GAMERS2 pick up a round, and a very much needed one. 4 rounds on the CT side of Mirage, not the best way you would have go into the second half with.
Miniz looks for the repeat as well. Spiro, meanwhile, his op's now rolling as the double op on the T side, excuse me, the CT side, finally coming to fruition. Leaves Guardian in a 1v5. We've seen him do crazy things already in this match. He gets the first on Spiro, but they're swarming onto his position, and Malzeno makes no mistake. It's going to be a 10-5 scoreline at half.
That's 10-5. That's definitely a half that Navi can be happy with. So now they're going to go into the eastern side of the map, and I mean they scraped together 10 rounds with losing the pistol, so that's obviously huge for them.
It looks like it's going to be a solid B rush right now from G2, and C's has already got them lined up, managing to pick up 2 before Malzeno drops inside the site, looking for more as he comes around onto Edward, and he'll find it. This gets Michu the chance to put down the bomb, but they need to be careful because all 3 of the retakes right now are coming in from the checkered floor. Through the doorway, though, Malzeno, he's going to get aggressive. Flamey's going to get caught by him as well. Malzeno having a solid round, already up to 3 kills, and it's only Guardian that's left. He's on low HP. Malzeno's going to find him as well. 4 kills and a pistol. That's exactly what you need from a player, especially when it comes down to a 2-on-1 or 2-on-1 in the end. So bomb plant goes down. They win the round. They'll pick up AKs as a result of it. They can also pick up SMGs right now, still on Spiro and Innocent. Actually, they're going to go Galils, so this is old school. They're going straight to rifles.
Yeah, they... I guess they don't want to run into the fact that they might be in a situation where they have to put, 9 bullets into a guy to actually get him down. And, the good thing here is that they don't have to buy defuse kits this time around, so they're not going to get burnt by that.
Manice, Innocent, they each pick up 1 on the way through, but Guardian with the deagle make it 2! Almost a 3rd, just to the right side of Manice, so he goes down in the end, but that was pretty to watch. Sees now he'll slide back out. He's got a scout to try and work with and make this work for his team, but that smoke's going to cover him off. He's jumping, looking to hope and find someone at Palace. Michu's going to wait. He does actually get tagged up, down to 29 on that first jump shot. He needs to be careful not to expose himself to the wood. We can see the bullets penetrating through. And he does it correctly. He pops back out and ends up winning the round for G2. They keep all 3 8Ks, so they only lose the Galils by switching them out after, and that's the right decision.
Yeah, best case scenario for GAMERS2 right there, really. And, you can see why Guardian keeps picking up that deagle instead of any of the pistol. He really knows how to make that thing work. And we're going to see a B stat or an A stack from Navi with all 5 members.
They're going to push through. They might try and get on Innocent, but he holds on. He manages to get 4. What a mowdown from him. And he may not... Yep, he does. There it is. Going to be the ace. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, Malzeno showed up on my camera. I swear that was not me. But Innocent collects all of them when they push forward, and that's impressive because when they're coming at you like that in a train of pistols, it's very easy to get overwhelmed.
Oh, yeah. For sure. Especially given how potent pistols are in this game. But credit to Innocent having that spray control to actually mow everyone down. And that gets him kind of,
kills before that round started.
Yeah, exactly. That kind of gets him back into the groove of things because he was the one slowly falling behind the rest of his teammates. But now we're gonna see the tried and true A take from G2 here. no Molotovs, barely any nades on Navi as well, so this is going to be super hard to retake.
Guardian trying to fire above the smoke and just catch the doorway of Palace, but Spiro's already inside the site. It's Flamey on top of Ticket Booth, but the smoke is strong right now, and they're going to force him back. Luckily, Edward was there, because he's able to get the kill onto him immediately when he comes through. Otherwise, his teammate goes down. As he was in the middle of a reload, Michu, though, he's going to drop back down from Sandwich, and it's all left to Seized. And Flamey, Seized is going to try and come up the stairwells. He might catch Michu over the top. That's the first, but not the second. Innocent's there, and he holds on true. It's just him remaining, too. That would have been a lot. If he lost that second shot, it would have been a defuse for Na'Vi, and now it's only one round the difference for G2 as they start off perfectly on this half, winning the first gun round as well.
Yeah, great start from Gamers2, and Na'Vi being that, you know, lacking in the sense of nades really hurt them in that situation. If you're able to drop a Molotov down pit, you probably, you know, you stop more or less half the push from Gamers2, or just damage them severely as they try to get through it.
Zeus, look at the aggression using the 5-7. Now they can't tell him out. Spiro's going to get right back into him. And Michu, he's going to try and collect someone at connector. And it's Edward that he finds, so Guardian, let's not rule him out. He does have this deagle. We saw what he could do with it last time, but only 7 HP remains as that nade comes in. Tries to hit the shot on Michu, tries the second time, tries the third and the fourth. And all of those were equally successful in that they are not at all. Although he does eventually get Michu. Innocent finds him to close out the round, and it's 10-10.
So far, I'm a bigger fan of what Gamers2 are doing on their T side than what Na'Vi were doing. So even though they've lost quite a few members during their anti-ecos, they're playing it as safe as possible by just running as a big death ball towards whatever Na'Vi has. So far, so good, but, you know, once again, Byron from Na'Vi, Guardian's got that up, and they do have Molotovs this time around. Yeah, G2, not surprisingly, gonna go back to another A-take with a couple more guys in A-apps, actually, so this might throw Na'Vi off.
Zeus, good position. By having Flamey go down beside him, they may still overlook him, so that's going to be his third, and Zeus, Edward, they'll close out the rest of it. Nadas Vincere looking a lot more dominant in that time, in that particular round, so this does bring back the economy a little bit on the T side. In fact, Michu, interestingly enough, only has 3k and hasn't bought anything yet, so where are they going to try and get to him? They have got 3 AKs out. Innocent can bring one up as well, but they drop it over, so Innocent's going to stay on the pistol. No, okay, they did bring out 2. They dropped another one I didn't see.
Yeah, I think Innocent had quite a bit of cash there to spare, so he kind of just went around and asked who needed a gun before he actually picked up one for himself.
How charitable.
And it's proper team player. And now, well, G2 just kind of slowly walking their way through towards B-apps here. And I wouldn't be too surprised if they actually set up for a couple of smokes here before they actually go. You can see Seized has a Molotov as well, so he's going to be able to delay them, or at least put a lot of damage onto the G2 members.
Nade from Guardian, that does do some decent damage. The shot will do even more as he catches Michu and Seized. He just has to wait back by bench. Good awareness to realize Spiro had gotten inside, and now it's going to be Innocent to drop to Zeus. And he has to try and salvage something from this round. Does find one, almost collects the second. Edward just barely hits that shot late. He goes down to 46 HP after the first bullet hit him in the kneecap, and it's going to make it 12 for Nadas Vincere, and unfortunately the economy has dwindled away already for G2. And it's going to be a Tech 9 play.
They're actually investing quite heavily. But then again, they were in that sweet spot where they could potentially force buy, and if they would have gotten a plant, that would have been an obvious buy for G2. But there's the issue with losing so many weapons in the earlier rounds, then Na'Vi having such a big impact even with their pistols. That's really coming back to haunt Gamers2 right now, but Gamers2 is going back to an A-take.
Guardian finds the first on Mihu on entry. Flamey flashing up through the wall. Now he pops out from underneath the shadow, and Zeus already has the assist. Innocent, he'll drop him. That's his body right there, so pretty. But unfortunately, it's still Na'Vi that's going to win the round. And it's going to put them on 13, but now guns will come right back out.
Yeah, kind of your standard eco slaughter, and I guess G2 wanted to, make their best effort to get that on a bomb or something like that, but Na'Vi having 3 people on that A-bomb site for once actually completely trounced them.
Innocent trying to find his way forward slowly toward the A ramp. He'll play in a bit of a lurk right now because everyone else is back toward mid. And Zeus knows that Malzino's an underpass. He's staring. Oh, that nade hit him in the face, so he pops out to go past the flames, and Zeus catches him. That was almost to perfection to bait out a player. A flash for C's. He goes for the pop to check the corners. No one's in the hallway yet, so he just needs to fall back and cover off B's side. He'll stay for the jumping position as Edward's still in a decent spot. And through just the edge of the smoke, just the corner of that smoke, he catches Mihu. And C's, although he's still jumping, needs to be aware that Spiro's there. Does spot the left side of him. So Flames to delay. As Mani's still in mid, hasn't been able to open up anything. Na'Vi hasn't been caught at all, so they're still going to have the advantage. In fact, they're going to double that up. Finally, Mani's will open up on Suze. And Spiro's found C, so it does bring it back to a 2-on-3. They'll pick up this bomb, but there's only 30 seconds left, and with his teammate already dedicated to B, he's got time to get there. But this is going to put a lot of pressure on Spiro right now to find an early pick to allow him to get a bomb plant position as soon as he arrives. And Guardian, he's still lurking with this op, and that's going to be a problem if he heads back. In fact, he's going to guess that it's A, so it does split them up a little bit. And Spiro, again, he's got to make this first pick count. Doesn't do it on Edward, and that means Maniz has to do it himself, but he puts him on with only 12 seconds left to get this bomb down. Ample opportunity, but not a lot of opportunity to run back into a post-plant position. Guardian, he flashes through, and now Maniz has to sit still, and that allows Flamey to wrap in from catwalk and get the shot.
Yeah, that was actually kind of weird looking at what Spiro was doing in that scenario. So sure, he picks up the first frag onto C's and B apps, but he just kind of stood around for a good 15 seconds with smoke in his hand, and then decided not to do it, you know, not to throw the smoke anywhere, and then just jumped up, making a ton of noise and making himself visible for Edward. I don't really see what the idea was. I guess he was kind of fearing for Guardian perhaps being in kitchen, watching B apps with an op, but still, then it would have made sense to actually put down the smoke.
Zeus catches Innocent. It's been all Na'Vi since they've broken the economy in G2. They've got guns, but they can't get into the site right now. Mani's going to go all the way back to T-spawn. In fact, they're all rotating over. So they've given up on A already. The problem is they don't have an active lurk going on at B, so the rotation's going to be fairly obvious based on this timing. This will bring the defense right back over. It'll be Edward that first rotates. He's got to be a little bit quick, though, because his choice of rotation is going to be through the vents at this point in time. That puts a lot of pressure on Seized. So he's got to win this 1-on-3 on the entry. Malzino, he flashes across. The Flames do come out to slow them a little bit more, but Seized already finds the kill. Malzino, he does get him back right away. They'll pick up this bomb, but already they've arrived inside Checker, and it's Edward to drop. Mouse is doing an awesome job. He's got 4 in the pistol round from this site. We'll see if he can do it again. But the AK bomb finally does go down, and Spiro, as soon as he places it, finds Guardian trying to find him in return, and Flamey doesn't matter. He doesn't care. He's going to get the kill. They'll get the defuse, and it's going to be match point already for Na'Vi.
Yeah. I mean, pretty straightforward retake from Na'Vi. They were in a favorable position for the most part, and if they weren't a man up, they were up by HP. So yeah, fairly straightforward from Na'Vi. And well, after GAMERS2 kind of went on that 5-0 run at the beginning of the half, Na'Vi's come really strong back.
Frag distribution is super tight for Na'Vi as well. 20-17. It's not too bad on GAMERS2's side either, but Na'Vi, everyone's been firing. Again, though, Guardian's impact kills have just been through the roof.
Yeah, and look at Guardian. He's already all the way up in mid, so he's cleared out that entire space for Na'Vi, so they know that something's coming towards A.
And he sits still, fires through the smoke, catching Spiro. Just knows the angle that he was positioned when he threw that nade, and it works to his favor. And now the second op from Zeus will fire over top, catch Malzino, and it's all left to Innocent. Decent damage onto Guardian. Flash going to come through, and Guardian repeaks, hasn't hit, but that nade might go out, do a little bit of damage, down to 90. I love how he's just running back here, because he's got nowhere to hide. They're all going to chase him. And Na'Vi look poised to take map 1. Barring any individual heroics, and Zeus will do it. He'll give them 16-10, so map 1 goes the way of Na'Vi in the best of